I got a problem. I got a strange addiction. Somebody help me. I need an intervention. It ain't alcohol or weed. There's just one thing that I need. I got an addiction to fruit trees. Got an addiction to fruit trees. I take a persimmon to breathe. Hey, the next one I'm getting jujube. Got an addiction to fruit trees. Peace, family. Just out here working. This feels funny because I've been going for a minute, but I will get into that in another video. Just wanted to give you an update. I guess not really an update, but more of a check-in on what's going on out here. Still doing my thing. Still got that problem, but things are starting to wake up. So this is my peach tree. She had some really pretty flowers on her a few weeks ago, like all over the place. But then the temperatures dropped and we had some crazy winds. So all of the flowers are gone. So I suspect I probably won't be having no peaches this year, but it's all good. It's all good. This is my mission fig tree. I actually, the way that it's growing here like this, I kind of did that on purpose. Yeah, the hands are still ashy. I was actually in the dirt though. But I did it like that on purpose just to kind of give it some airflow and, you know, sunlight exposure, just to kind of see how that affects it when it wakes up. You know, the figs seem to be like one of the later ones to wake up in the season. So this is my jujube. She's still asleep. These are my apple trees. They got pretty flowers on them. I'm kind of concerned because the temperature is supposed to drop again. So we'll see what happens. This is the persimmon. This is the hanafuyu. Yeah, my hands are filthy and dry and cracked. Out here working, y'all. But she's waking up. This is the other persimmon. He's waking up a little bit slower than her, but it's all good. This is another apple tree. This is my Golden Delicious. Pink Lady, Brayburn, Golden Delicious, Red Delicious, waking up. My mint is going strong. My mint is actually, it survived the whole winter. The mint and the strawberries, they all stayed green the whole winter. All winter, all fall, they was green. This is my little grapevine, waking up. Here's more mint, these two. I'm gonna put this all over the place and let me show you why. All right, so if y'all see these holes, yeah, we got gophers, we got groundhogs, we got voles, we probably got moles. These holes look like gopher holes though, but I've seen the groundhogs. Y'all seen, I think y'all saw the groundhogs last spring, last summer. Yeah, they out here. I'm not really sweating them too much because, you know, and my logic may be faulty. I appreciate the fact that they aerate the soil. What I did do though was I put some coffee grounds down to try to discourage them from going too crazy. But I'm just gonna let mint grow wild over here. And, you know, a few other things like onions, garlic, and things like that to see if that kind of deters them. I put dandelions down also. But we'll see. But like I said, I'm not too stressed about them. We'll see. If you look here, we got, now this is not anything that I planted. I think this is called red dead nettle. And I actually like that. I like it because for one, it looks pretty. But I've seen a lot of bees on it already. A lot of carpenter bees, a lot of bees just chilling on it. You know what I mean? They've been going nuts on it. So I appreciate it being out here. Now over here, rest in peace. This was that mulberry tree that I had. I'm eventually gonna cut it all the way down, but I just wanted to open up this area to get sunlight here because we plan on putting things here like we're gonna put Camera Lady's plum tree or trees here somewhere. So I just needed to open it up. It looked sick. Like this black stuff that's on it here was like all over the tree. And it had gotten so big and the branches were crisscrossed and it was really not a whole lot that I could have did with it. So we cut it. And right here is where, this is one of the mulberries that I got from Dan, from Dan's Permaculture Food Forest. Made like a makeshift little bed, border here, and put it down. Now this one was actually in the house, and it had grown to be about, I want to say 4.5, almost 5 feet tall. I cut it down, and because I knew it would be kind of hard for it. Being that, so when they're that tall, they require a lot more water, and I didn't want to stress it out any more than what it was going to be. So I cut it down. When it came out here after a few days, it shed its leaves, but it's still very much alive. So I have a mulberry here still in front of the old one, but I got a variety that I like or that I want. So I appreciate you, Dan. Over here, we have, this is an aronia. If y'all can see this, we got an aronia here. We actually have 3 aronias out here now. This is, now that there was an apple tree that I had that died a while back, but I was trying to use it for rootstock. This was a shoot off of it, so I just figured I'd plant this, and it's actually doing really well. I put this in here a few weeks ago, and we'll see. I'm not really stressing it, as far as like the fruits off of it. I mean, it is more food if it does fruit, but I'm not looking for like no wonderful variety. But I just figured if it wants to survive, shoot, let it. I almost cussed, y'all. Here's another one of Dan's mulberries. This is the everbearing dwarf, the dwarf everbearing mulberry. So we put one here. And they look like they're not alive, but they are. There was some that were outside that survived the winter. A lot of them I had inside and they were spoiled. This one was one that was outside. The other one that I showed you was inside. The inside ones were real spoiled, and I was kind of concerned about those because, they got used to things like coconut water. They was living the life, man. This is the Celeste fig tree. Here we go. Look, this is what I was talking about. I don't know if y'all can see the bee. They love this red dead nettle, man. So I'm good with it. He's playing around by the gopher hole. Don't let the gopher pop up and get you. But yeah, this is the Celeste tree that I got from my brother Eric from South Georgia Figs. We got some comfrey around it that's popping up. Now look, this right here and all of this in this little, y'all remember when I made the makeshift hugel bed? All of this green stuff popping up. I'm gonna give y'all a word of advice. New gardeners, always keep track of what you planted, because listen, some of this is garlic, some of this is, what do they call it? Elephant garlic. There's like 3 different types of garlic that I put out here. Some of it is walking onions. And honestly, I'm not really positive on which is which. I guess we'll find out eventually, but right now I don't remember. But either way, it's in there, it's green, it's looking beautiful. So we're just gonna let it be until we're ready for it. We have behind the veil is the 2 pawpaw trees, the pawpaw babies that when I did the little scratch test about a week ago, they had survived the winter, so I'm thankful for that. This is another one of the aronias. Now these are Nero, 2 of them are Nero aronias, and the other one is just the regular, I don't know what you call them, just an aronia, regular standard joint. I don't want to make this too long. Under here is an experiment. we'll get into that another day. We actually put some of the fig trees in the ground. So right here is the Violet de Bordeaux. She's still asleep. Over here, we actually, this is a yellow long neck. I don't know if you can see it. You know, I'm wondering if it's gonna survive because it's gonna get cold. I have this pot here to kind of cover it up, you know, when it gets real cold. But we'll see. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If it does, it does. I actually ended up, y'all know, I didn't really have much knowledge on figs, but I ended up having about 16 different varieties now. But I'll talk about that at another time. This is one little variety. Last I checked, this was still alive too, but we'll see. This is the LSU Gold. And again, around it, I think this is actually the elephant garlic. But I think there's some walking onions in here too. This is the container that I had the Jerusalem artichokes in. They're still in there. I was trying to grow some carrots in here as well. And then there's some unknown varieties of alliums in here. This is the investment bed. This has some of the alliums in it as well. I think this is all just garlic. But I got some long asparagus that's been popping up. Now they say you're not supposed to really harvest it the first year, but I mean, what else am I supposed to do with it? You know what I mean? I haven't really harvested any of it, but they look edible and my mouth is starting to water. We got some comfrey in here. Like I said, the strawberry plants, the ones that made it, they all stayed green. All winter, all fall, they were still green. So that was cool. My blueberries, they're coming away. We got comfrey and stuff all in here, garlic, green onions. We have some more of that purple dead nettle. Now, once it gets to a certain point, I'm just gonna kind of chop it and drop it. But for now, you know, like I said, the bees love it, so I'm good. We got some chives that are still there. My rosemary here, she's looking like she's trying, so we'll see what happens. What else do we have? Oh, yeah, we got some more bloobs here. Then we got the cherry tree that I planted last, I guess it was in the fall. It was late. She's waking up. Well, this is the Romeo cherry, but I still call it a she. This is one of two, this is a, man, my brain is frozen. It's a flower. It'll come back to me in a minute. That I'm trying to say, there's two of them. They were in a different spot in my yard. They weren't doing too well, so I actually just moved them probably about 2 weeks ago. And they weren't doing anything, but now they seem to be coming to life, so hopefully they'll do better there. But yeah, other than that, you know, just kind of clearing stuff, making room for more things. I have a whole lot of different things that I plan on planting this year, and I'll bring you all along with me as I do it. Man, there's so much open space. A lot of the branches and things like that, man, I can't stand these loud vehicles. They just loud for no reason. But a lot of these branches and things like that, I mean, you know, I'm just gonna let them break down. We'll walk through and crunch them up. A lot of it is mulberry, some of it is walnut. You know, and I'm hoping that walnut doesn't really have too bad of an effect on what's growing out here. But we'll just let it crunch up and break down and build up soil and things like that. We're still composting. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm trying to remember what the name of that flower is. Watch, I'm gonna end this and then I'm gonna come back. Oh yeah, y'all, it was such and such. But anyway, I'll be back. And yeah, peace. Yeah. It's a peony. I say peony, but the people from the fancy side of town, they say peony. But yeah, I got two peonies that were in different parts of the yard. It's another fig. This one is that is the Olympian with some unknown varieties of alliums. But the peony was in a different area and it wasn't doing great. And I didn't want to lose it because the one year that it did bloom, it was beautiful. So I just moved it. This is the other one. And that one is right here. It's actually, that one is doing pretty good too. This little area here I meant to talk about. I'm gonna put a fig here in this area. So I do want to do the fig planting a little bit different than when I transplanted the other ones. I'm gonna build up mounds and I'm gonna amend the soil, you know, when I do. I'm gonna amend it with sand. And I'm gonna do that because I want it to drain well. You know, sand drains pretty good. So I'm gonna mix in sand with, you know, with soil and build up a mound just so that it's not sitting in water. We got a lot of clay soil down here. And you know, clay can get waterlogged and that's not good for things like figs. I don't think it bothers mulberries too much. This is another one of Dan's mulberries. Now those next to it, I know those are green onions. We put green onions here. I think I planted a few daffodils around here also. But I don't think the mulberries care too much. But figs, you know, they don't like to be waterlogged. So I'm gonna build up mounds and plant them in mounds. But you know, again, when I do that, I'll bring you all along. All right, peace again. Hey, quick correction. I gotta correct something that I said. It wasn't dandelions that I planted. It was daffodils. I planted some daffodils around the garden as well. Here's one. I planted these a few weeks ago, so I'm not expecting them to flower or nothing, but I put them down so that like next year they can flower, and then also just kind of deter, you know, the little rodents and things like that. Deer that like to chew on trees. So yeah, it was daffodils, not dandelions. So my bad. All right, peace for real this time.